Good, whatever it is, I'm Antalous. Welcome back to Space Engineers. So, we've encountered an enemy. He doesn't seem to be attacking us, per se. And I'm trying to decide if we should let it stay that way. My plan has been to build a station and just get on with that stuff. I still want to do it. I still feel like we could use some salvage. My voice is mostly better. It might not last, though. So if this is a shorter episode, that's why. So I know I'm going to be really busy this next week. So I'm hoping to get some of my recording done before, it's launched a fighter. Okay, our guns are online. Launched multiple fighters. Do we have the jump drive match? Let's get that real quick. And you will jump. Let's take a look. Mobile light. Mobile light. Mobile light. They are continuing to fly in formation with it. Let's check something too. On our cannons, I believe these things... Okay, so they can do a kilometer. That's pretty far range. Go ahead and slow down. I feel like I could take on one, I'm not sure. I'm willing to take on 4. And I don't know what sort of armament it has too. I'm worried about that. You know what? We're gonna continue. Whoa. Is that our cannons? I feel like they're actively trying to dodge us now. I don't know what that horrible, awful sound is, too. We gotta watch out. So the reason why we mapped 5 is, if all goes wrong, we can jump out of here. The shields should last long enough. Hopefully. Let's jump into our cannon again. Nothing really new. Fighters are teeny tiny targets as well from this sort of a range. So they're traveling roughly in this direction. 50 meters a second seems plenty fast. We can also kick on the hydrogen if we need to. Jump in our turret. Any new data for me? You guys see 2 turrets on the back. I'm not sure what those are on the side. Let's try. I think that actually does have the range it could maybe hit it at. But we're just not leading it enough. Oh. I think it jumped out. Dampers on. Give me hydrogen. Let's not close on those. They are closing on us, though. We're out. Oh. We are out of here. I don't feel like engaging some fighters. 2. Open ring fire. Okay. And we are clear. Okay. So let's get back to what was our original goal of building our actual dry dock. Given what we've seen, I think it needs to be mobile. So we're gonna build it off of, I'm thinking probably one of these wings, which is far from ideal, but it would work. So let's just start with the basic structure. And I get some armor blocks. I need to change my default color. Oh. I need to actually rename this ship at some point too. I think that's far enough that the thrusters won't burn it off. I could be horribly, horribly wrong. So the plan is we're going to build this on the side, and once it's done being built, we're going to cut it loose. So we're going to go with a very skeleton sort of structure. I believe that's the same length too. The Drydock will hopefully be able to stay in one section of space. It will need some defenses as well. And it will get its own conveyor system and multiple build and repair systems. Oh, we should keep those the same. Let's actually go up one higher. Get this out down. We'll just paint the rest of actually 18 steel plates. Yeah, we could use a few. We'll cut these off by hand. So what I'm thinking is I'd like it big enough that we could construct a ship of about the same side as the Open Tide, or I'm trying to remember the name. Eden's Hope? What I decided on. I believe I'm probably wrong. Let's go down and we'll mirror it down here. Oops. We'll need to get rid of that one. So the purpose of building it off the side of this is just we can take it with us if we need to run, because it's not defended, and it's not going to float away because it's probably going to need some large thrusters just to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm thinking that's good there. And this is where we'll start curving it. It's going to be expanded from here. I just want to get the general shape and size down. And I'm going to need oxygen in a moment. Let's go get out that oxygen before I die. Which, I should have oxygen tanks. I can see a cargo. Or no, I don't. Oh, hydrogen. Not quite what I was going for. We'll grab one anyways. Production. I would like some oxygen bottles. Like a bunch of them. And they're not being filled. Oxygen generator 6. Auto refill is on. There we go. Oh, a lot of these are empty now. I didn't even realize that. Oxygen generator 3, we might want to turn that off. Just so we can save some hydrogen for a rainy day. Oh, let's actually go do that real quick. Hydro. Now I know there's a group called Hydro and a group called Hydrogen Thrust. Helios is going the other way. We're gonna leave that be for now. And I'm thinking we'll just go a little bit further and we're gonna round this out. I'm gonna go one further. Oh geez. There we go. Keep forgetting that these blocks scroll, and so I need to scroll through it, not hit the button again. So this is just going to be a standard Drydock, except for its military defenses. As I said, it's going to need to defend itself. I'm thinking we're going to put some massive battleship cannons on this. Because I'm hoping this thing can defend itself from capital ships if need be. Oh, look at that. It lined up for once. Gotta remember which angle I'm trying to get to. We'll do a crossbeam connecting these every once in a while as well. Just because I want it to have a little bit more resistance to being shot at than it would otherwise get. Also, I'm gonna guess that I'm low on steel plates. Two, three. It should be the fourth one. We're gonna just keep it the third. We might need to move the... Actually, so we have two full ones. I think that's right, actually. If we leave it there, then we have it spaced how we want it. And I'll have to figure out where I'm going to want this second block. And then we'll do the same thing above. What do we want from there? Build and repair systems. Let's start getting those in. I'm thinking, given it's a shipyard, we're gonna go overboard with them. So, what if we did them sticking in? Now, it downs the amount of space we have for this, but I think it's the right sort of look. Oh. We could carve it into the actual structure. On the center one. and then conveyor it on the outside. That. Okay. And so with 3 build and repair systems, and this every few blocks down, we should be able to build a ship pretty fast. Construction components are needed. Tide. Let's get you some construction components. And a bunch of steel plates. It would be nice if we could set this up somewhere closer to resources. It should be reachable. Oh, perfect. Because we're going to need a lot of resources if we're going to print something fairly large, obviously. And the cannon system. So, how wide is this roughly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Center 1, 2, 4. I'd say we're about 20 blocks wide. Now we can design it for smaller ships that don't have the landing wings on the side. But I'm thinking I might produce a carrier on this. And in which case we're going to want wide landing wings. So 20 might be our minimum. And we can do something interesting to let us connect the two sides. Like we could leave it like this and then just run some connections across the top, across and bottom flat. And as I said, cargo system. So that will be the heart of this thing, and we'll have to run cargo probably above and below it. Want some large cargo containers, and ideally our Drydock would be able to refine ore and produce its own components. So assemblers, refineries, I'm thinking we'll have a top spine, and that's where we'll put the main guts of this ship, as far as refineries, assemblers, gun turrets, so on and so forth. And then the sides will be our building and repairing systems, because this will be set up, I'm thinking, so it can repair large ships as well, not just produce them. And it's a similar setup, it's just you have to have a way to dock your large ships, which means we're going to need a standard way to connect these in. So I'm thinking we're going to put a merge block on a piston inside of that, so it can come down and clamp onto the top of this, which means it's actually going to need to be a fair amount taller than this is. And I think we've already got that because we're quite a bit lower, and we're going to go that same height up. I think that should work. And what else do we need? So I believe I used up all my steel plates as well. Why I can't build them in the middle of space. Let's grab a few. It will get rebuilt into this block, so I'm just going to borrow a few. Enough that I can clearly see that there's something missing as well. If we build it across, how far across do we want it? Probably the 20 blocks the ship would be. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not even close. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh wow, that's massive. I think we're already at the size of the open tide, if not larger. My 20 was off a little bit. But as I said, we'll probably want to be able to build something a little bit larger. And that's it. That's it for internal space. Oh, and I'm out of steel plates. Again. Borrow some again. And this is where it will curve up. And then we'll run it across the top to meet it. Now the build and repair systems also have a limited range. By doing so many, we should be able to build across this entire dry dock rather quickly. We'll set it up with a projector, and that will be our means of getting proper repairs, like when things are just flat out gone, as well as building any new ships we design. So we'll get our dry dock functional, then we'll design our first ship. I'm thinking our first ship will probably be a fair amount smaller than this. We might even want to build a small grid dry dock at one point. And there are small grid build and repair systems, not just the large ones I'm currently using. They do have a shorter range, but that would let us produce fighter craft. I'm kind of liking this idea. And then we could connector them up, this large one, so they can use the same inventory system, and just have a cluster of dry docks. We'll also need some thrusters, because I don't have unsupported stations installed. So you can still bump these things, send them careening off into space, which is kind of awesome. Yeah, this is definitely going to be bigger than the open tide. But anyways, I'll get some of this laid out off camera. We can just see the general idea. This dry dock's starting to take shape. Anyways, I'm Antalous. I will catch you later.